Hello, everyone who is watching us and is ready to join our sessions devoted to business analysis and beyond. Today is our third day of Thinking Outside the Box conference for our internal software community and the first one for our external community. So I'm welcoming our new guests and hope you will enjoy all the sessions. I will remind you that our internal audience already had a pleasure to listen such a well-known speakers as Delvin Fletcher, Adrian Reed, and our internal BA guru, Igor Bobryshev. And today, I'm proud to moderate the session with our next speakers. So let me introduce, first of all, Dmytro Zubets. Dmytro works as a practice lead for business analysis in BA and PDM COE at SoftServe, with a team of more than 40 BAs. Also, he is Enterprise Solutions Principal for Customer Engagements. And in 2019, he was proclaimed as a Best Ukrainian Business Analyst by Ukraine IT Association. And our next speaker, Oleksii, he has a wide experience of 15 years in IT sphere. For last 5 years, he has been working as a BA lead in projects with more than 100 team members. Currently, Oleksii is a business analysis cluster lead in BA and PDM COE at SoftServe, where he leads operational efficiency and business process analysis direction. So today, guys, Dmytro Zubets and Oleksii Babachenko will show the role of BA in digital transformation initiatives and the way BA can analyze clients' value streams, business processes, find gaps, and suggest solutions to improve operational efficiency. Before I pass the floor to Dima and Oleksii, let me highlight the ground rules. Please stay muted during the speech. In case of questions, put them into Zoom chat. We are going to have Q&A session during our speech and after the presentation. So Dmytro, Oleksii, the floor is now yours.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mariana. And can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again to our international, I would say, Mariana, conference, thinking out of the box, actually business analysis and extra. And today we are going to talk about actual digital transformational advisory. We have this direction here at SoftServe, and last 2 years, actually, we developed in this direction. And I'm leading it, and we have Oleksii, and he has actually a team of BAs and subject matter experts and actually data and process analysts in his team. What are we going to discuss today? Let's proceed. How we see today's presentation, it's more like not only presentation, so you're welcome to ask any questions, and we will answer all these questions after like sections, because first of all, I'm going to cover how do we consider and what is digital transformation, how we see it, how we position it here internally and for our customers. Second, it's a really specific area, operational efficiency and business process advisory as a key direction of digital transformation. I will cover these two topics, and then Oleksii will cover actually BA role in this digital transformation and operational efficiency. And here we wanted actually to discuss with you, we will have a few polls also to understand where you involved on different stages of digital transformation, or you just working like as a classic IT BA, I would say, in outsource model. And also we prepared a few deliverables examples from our real projects. So if we will have time, we will also show you, and we will share this presentation at the end. Any questions so far? Is it okay for everyone? Let's proceed. Okay, so first of all, what is digital transformation? There are a lot of definitions, but we just want to use a simplified one, how we consider digital transformation. We are technical advisors. We are not business advisors. That's why we actually leverage technology to transform enterprises. Enterprises, they have some goals and objectives. That's why actually digital transformation is the art of leveraging technology by creating new or modify existing. This is really important because sometimes you can create even some new processes, operations. We are not talking here at the moment about business models, because again, our main focus, this is more technical level. It's like functional level, technology level, but like big three companies, they also do digital transformation of like even business models of the companies. So how we consider, and this is again a bit more simplified view of the enterprise, because we can use different models, for instance, Zachman model actually to describe it, but it's too complicated for now. And we just wanted to show that the enterprise has actually some internal layers, I would say. And first of all, on a high level, we have strategy or business model. It's actually our goals, how we work and what is our business model, what are our value streams, what are the revenue streams, who are our customers, and so on. Then we have some policies, organizational structure level, operations and business processes, and all this supported by technology infrastructure and some data. This is how we consider it and how we position like enterprise in simplified world. But also we have external influencers, and first one is the most important. It's our customer. But to actually provide our services to the customer, to provide actually good services and what is expected from this enterprise, why actually we exist, we need to actually have some supply chain. So on the left side, you can see like suppliers, like different supply chains for our enterprise. On above, you can see like external world. And we decomposed it into like three main areas. First of all, macroeconomics. It's how actually macroeconomics influence our enterprise. For instance, even like COVID, how COVID affected, or any like crises or trends and so on, how they affected enterprises. Industry and market, here we can also add competitors. It's actually industry and market of this enterprise, specific domain, retail, healthcare, and so on. And what are the trends here in this industry, what is the market, what are the competitors, and what are the products, and so on. And regulatory, it's actually some regulatory institutions that regulates actually existence and operations of this enterprise. Also, we have technologies. Technologies can also influence, here we are talking about like new technologies, some like, for instance, clouds, at the moment they are in trend, or like computer vision and so on. They can also influence enterprise from like as an external factor, an external force that can change enterprise and that can change their operations, business, and so on. Is it clear? Any questions? You can actually raise your hand and maybe.
No questions so far.
No? Okay. So, and how we consider actually digital transformation in context of enterprise and all these external and internal forces? First of all, we consider digital model transformation. It's when actually we change business model and strategy. It's one of the direction, and as I mentioned, it's not our primary focus because we are technology advisors, and actually we do not advise like McKinsey or Boston Consulting Group. We do not advise actually how to actually change business model and what should be a strategy for 20 years. Second, what we see, it's actually digital supply chain transformation. Yep, and it's one of our focuses here at SoftServe. We have separate group actually of subject matter experts in supply chain direction, and we also have a few engagement with our customers in this direction, actually in changing and digitalizing supply chain. So the one, it's we call it actually digital employee experience, and I mapped it to policies, organizational structure. It's actually everything related to employee experience. I do not say that it's, you know, there are no intersections, but just to simplify the model, we show like this in different directions. Definitely, sometimes it can be, for instance, if you are talking about supply chain, and we digitalize some employee experience in supply chain. So there are some intersections. Operations and business processes, digital operation and processes transformation. And it's our core focus, and later we will talk about this direction. What else do we consider here? It's actually digital products and services transformation. These are actually products and services for external customers, B2C, B2B. Here we are not talking actually about internal products at the moment. These are more about like commercial products for the customers. And digital customer experience transformation. This actually, how many? 6 directions we have here at SoftServe, and we develop these directions. We have engagements with the customers. Actually, we have separate groups of professionals dedicated to all these areas, I would say, except like digital business model transformation. But even here, we had a few engagements, and we have certified people with business design, like that can help actually. But this is more, I would say, like BA activities. It's not like full business model transformation, but again, it can be a next step for SoftServe, I believe, or even for any like service companies. But it's hard actually because market, it's we have leaders there, and it's hard, you know, like it's hard to position yourself as a business model transformation expert. It's even hard to position at the moment ourselves, because based on like previous years of SoftServe or like any other Ukrainian company, service providers, outsourcing companies, that our customers consider us as a pure like solution developers, like someone who can develop solution. They can bring us some vision, or even not a vision, they can bring some like problem, and then we based on this, we can actually define solution and implement it. At the moment, we want to start thinking like about consulting, and actually we're doing this consulting. It's starting from the previous steps, like what are your problems? What are the pain points? And then we actually do this analysis and define like transformational path and transformational roadmap for this direction. Let's proceed, because I have the slides about this. When we are talking about, one more, it was about digital strategy. It's actually digital strategy covers all this directions. Digital strategy like umbrella for this like sub-offering, sub-services under big umbrella called actually digital strategy transformation. You can even transform strategy, but again, it's not our key focus for today and for this presentation. So, operational efficiency advisor, it's actually our key focus, and me and Oleksii and his team and our subject matter experts in general, our COEs and delivery units, we work in this direction. And what is it about? When we are talking about operational efficiency, this is about this operations and business processes. This is a tactical level. I mentioned it previously. This is tactical level. I would say like functional areas, like functional offices and so on. For instance, like finance, sales, manufacturing, and so on. And we consider this as a primary focus for our team. And today we wanted to focus and show you what is it about, and what is the role of business analyst actually in this digital operations and processes transformation. One more time about how do we consider operation, because it's again hard to define what is in scope of this analysis, what is in scope of operations. We just use like plotted value chain model, when we have support activities and primary activities. So we consider all operation and business processes that actually can be mapped here. It's actually in scope of our work. So when we're talking about support activities, I believe you are familiar with this model, like firm infrastructure, it's management, finance, asset management, and so on. Human resources, it can be recruitment, employee management, trainings, and so on. Technological development, like IT. So if you're talking about IT transformation, it's also in scope of operations and business processes transformation for us. We consider it as a part of operations transformation. Procurement, it's like different activities related to supply chain and procurement of materials and so on. And primary activities like classic one, inbound logistics, some raw materials operations like manufacturing, operating, creating actually goods, and outbound logistic, what actually we deliver. And marketing and sales, actually how we sell it, what is the marketing, and some extra services like value added, after sales support, and so on. So we consider these activities in scope of operation and business processes transformation for our service. How do we approach it? It's the most interesting and I would say and complicated a bit. So first of all, we consider operational efficiency as a program. You can see here on a diagram, like on the left side, that we have like different business needs. We work with the entire enterprise. We work with different functional units. We work with actually business needs from different business units. And first of all, first activity of this actually program should be backlog management, needs backlog management. We need to have prioritized needs. Actually, we need to have aligned needs. We need to understand like what are the needs for which unit, and we need sometimes also to align different business units. And for sure, it's not only like pure activities of us as a like service companies that help enterprise with this operational efficiency program. This is like activities, simultaneous activities of enterprise leads. And in most cases, they have such like transformational offices. Sometimes they don't have these transformational offices. And then we work with like business leaders. And in many cases, there should be some committee because there are a lot of stakeholders with different powers. So there should be some committee inside enterprise that will prioritize and define priorities for these initiatives. And we need to understand which initiative can help actually different business units. And actually, this is the first touch point where we help them with some techniques. We help them with mature people who can help them to build this like practice of needs backlog management. After that, when we have actually defined some stream, you can see here there are two stages. And the first stage, we need to frame it. We need to frame initiative. We need to frame like problem starting from business. So we start with business framing, like problem statement, business case around this problem statement. Then we also do some vendor scoring, because for enterprise, in most cases, the solutions, it's a combination of like out-of-the-shelf solutions, some SaaS platforms, plus some coding and some configuration. So also we usually do this build was buy, because SoftServe, we have also platforms here at SoftServe. We have like Salesforce, some Sitecore, MuleSoft, and so on. We have platforms, but this is not our like key focus for now, because our like heritage, we are coding and we create solutions from scratch. So here we do like build was buy, and again, I don't want to touch like what is the role of BA because Ilyosha will cover it. But this is one of the most, I would say, interesting and exciting exercises. It's like true business analysis that happens here when we do this business framing. But without technical study, we can't proceed. Yet we can't understand what is the best solution here without technical study and understanding like what is the zoo of systems they have at the moment. What is the best solution from technical point of view? That's why here we also do technical study in combination with business framing. Actually, the main idea and the main goal of this phase is to come up with the best solution. As you can see here, after these phases, we have solution. And it's more like classic for BA role and for our classic activities as a BA in outsource. We do design phase. It's classically called discovery phase. We call it design phase. It's actually like standard scoping and functional, non-functional requirements, roadmap, and architecture vision, solution vision. Actually, all these activities, classic activities of classic discovery and design phase. And after that, we should be able actually to proceed with implementation. And implementation, I believe everyone here as a BA actually used to work in like implementation role of business analyst. It's actually backlog management, all these daily activities of actually working as a proxy product owner. And after that, we have like when we launched this solution, we need to measure it, we need to understand what is the ROI, and then change it, and maybe some new initiatives will come actually to our backlog management. And here you can see that we consider it as a program, and we consider this program as a scalable for software. So how we decompose it? When we work on one initiative, you can see one like stream. Depending on the complexity of this stream, we have like scalable teams. For instance, for some like small stream, we need just one team. So this is like one team. But again, we have some program level like alignment. We have a program level team that supports this team with communication with stakeholders and so on. But this team primarily works on business and technical framing. After that, when we have solution like design and implementation, and then actually we scale it if it's scalable for different business units. Any questions here, Josh, maybe?
Yeah, let me moderate a little. So we have actually 3 questions, 2 of them from Kirilla. I'm starting from the second. So if we mean business needs like business or IT needs, so I answered that definitely we mean business needs here, right?
Yeah.
And the second question, Kirilla asked if we have any experience of using some enterprise architecture for our clients in our approach. Actually, I answered that's a great like approach to have it in our approach, but we didn't have this experience, but probably Dima, you had. So.
I tried actually once to do Zachman framework with our customers, but it was again too complicated for them. I know, Kirilla, that you have some experience with TOGAF. Maybe you can share it later with us. And it's again, we do not position ourselves as a like enterprise architecture experts that we can actually build like entire enterprise from architecture perspective, because there are a lot of intersection dependencies and so on. And in most cases, this person should be like a part of this enterprise. This person should work for this enterprise and should work closely with all business units. And again, it's a problem of this outsourcing model. But yeah, I would say that enterprise architect from their side, one of our key stakeholders, because when we do technical study and business framing, actually it's one of the key stakeholders that can provide actually inputs and that can decide, because in most cases they have influence inside the enterprise who can say, okay, yeah, let's proceed with this solution. This solution is the best for us. I believe I answered this or not? Okay.
Feel like
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we have one more question from Oksana regarding customer experience transformation approach. Quite like long question. I don't have personally like short answer because I'm not the best like expert in it. Dima, probably you will read this question while I'm presenting and answer in the end. Okay. Okay, great.
Yeah. Okay. So I will read it later when we finish with my section. In general, I believe it's like pretty clear, but again, we wanted to dive a bit deeply. When we are talking about this one stream, we have really detailed also like approach, how we do it. And first of all, we start like with the inefficiencies identification. And when customers and like in most cases, these are like functional managers, they see that there are some problems, but they don't know actually how to solve these problems because they are not experts in like in this area. And what we do actually, inefficiency can be different. There are some examples like low customer satisfaction, low KPI, like manual processes, low productivity, and so on. In most cases, this is about cost. This is about money. In most cases, like it's too complicated first of all, and too costly for us actually to do some like activities, primary operational activities. And our like main phase and what is the most important here, it's analysis and ideation. We have like this classic triangle of people, process, technology, and we have different people here actually and different leads. Like when we are talking about processes, we have leads and we have subject matter experts in these processes, primarily from from business. They are not like pure business analysts. They are not like technology experts. They are really experts in, for instance, supply chain, in manufacturing, in retail. So we hire such people at the moment to our like COE. We have separate clusters of this in different direction, for instance, finance direction. And these subject matter experts actually help us with these processes. In most cases, they help us with to be. We have BAs who work on as this, understanding pain points, understanding really root causes of these inefficiencies, plus like standard technology, like in most cases, this is like solution architect, or it can be, if we are talking about some data problems, it can be data architect, it can be any technology guys, depending actually on the problem. And people, it's maybe related to this question. I didn't read it, but we have user experience actually experts as a part of a team to work with and using actually their old techniques like interviews and so on. All this user journey, customer journey, and so on. We use also these techniques here in analysis and ideation phase actually to define the best solution. And as an outcome of this analysis and ideation, we have like prioritized list and roadmapped a list of solution with business case and technical feasibility study. And we show to the customer, okay, for you, it's not so like quick wins. Yeah, we can do RPA. It's not so many investments, and it will solve like your problem. So we can start with RPA, but better solution for you, like for long run, is to do some process engineering plus integrate some systems, for instance, and add some machine learning engine. It's a second solution. And we propose them this roadmap with business cases, with technical feasibility study. And as an outcome, we have this like transformational roadmap. And then actually, according to this transformational roadmap, I want to get back here. We have this transformational roadmap here. You see here, it can be as an outcome of actually operational efficiency advisory. And then we proceed actually with framing and the implementation of specific solutions. Implementation classic, like agile approach of iterative implementation end-to-end. I believe everyone is familiar with it. here I wanted to show you with more details actually this analysis and ideation, because we created this framework again based on like best practices, based on best practices in business analysis, in user experience, actually in technical assessments, and based on our experience. So what do we have here, how we start, and what is our approach? When we do actually analysis, it's mostly concentrated, as we are talking about operations and processes, we are talking about processes. But first of all, we need to do some strategy analysis. We need to understand business needs. We need to understand the vision. When I was talking about these different layers, that we don't touch them. We touch them, but we touch them just to understand, like when we're talking about business model and strategy, we touch them. We want to understand as this, we want to understand business drivers. We want to understand, actually, because without this, we can't proceed, but we don't change it. We do not build like to be state for them, for their strategy, for their business model. But we take it as an input for us. And we also, as a next step, we do like macro processes as this analysis. What are the connections? What are the intersections between operations? Like what are the people's, what are the personas, how they work with it? And as an outcome, we have what is the value stream? What is the value chain here? As an outcome, we have like high-level map of the processes and their intersections. Also here, quite often we do also data modeling. We do, because data at the moment, it's really important. And in most cases, all the pain points and many inefficiencies related to data. So sometimes, but not sometimes, quite often we do also modeling of data and systems also. We do like high-level understanding, what are the systems here? What are the systems? How do they support these processes? And we even decompose this offering into, when we sell it to our customers, we decompose it, these two phases actually to define priorities. After this, like two stages, we can say, okay, we have the list of 5 areas. And next step, we can do detailed as this modeling and analysis of all 5 areas, or we can proceed with 1 area. And also we provide like pros and cons, depending on the budget, depending on the availability of the people, depending on different political situation. And quite often we go into one direction, but sometimes we do also like modeling. We had a case when we modeled as this, like 300 processes, and our team spent like 2 months on site with the customer, and we modeled the entire enterprise. We modeled like all the processes, and actually we analyzed these bottlenecks. We did root cause analysis, and actually one more technique that can be used here. It's a cool one, really cool one that we develop also here. It's called process mining. In case if there are data, actually transactional data that we can actually use this data using different like tools, using process mining tools. We can also use it as an additional like tool and technique for us to reveal from this data some inefficiencies and root causes that can't be seen actually by classic BA techniques like interviews, observations, modeling, and so on. I believe Oleksii will cover this topic as well later. So then defining future, like classic as this to be, but to build to be, we need experts here. We need to do some preliminary work, and we need experts in this area. We can't say to our customer, okay, you need to proceed with this process, you need to change these steps. We can, as a BAs, as a like classic analytics, we can say, okay, there are pain points, and you need to change these steps here, and there are some technologies that can help you here. But without subject matter experts, they won't trust you. That's why we involve here subject matter experts in these areas. Or as a BA, you do also education. Yep. As a BA, you need to dive deeply into this area. You need to do actually some benchmarking analysis of the best practices in this area, and then sometimes play a role like of subject matter experts and advise here how should it work. When we define future gap analysis between to be as is, we have scope. Then we ideate around potential solutions that can cover the scope and prioritize and roadmap. It's like our standard approach. Again, it can be changed depending on the type of involvement and depending on what was already done by the customer. Sometimes we come to our customer and they say, okay, we have as these processes, we have everything, let's proceed with the implementation. And then we ask like just one question, why do you think that this is the best solution for actually solving this problem? Then we get back and we start from the very beginning, from strategy analysis, analysis of processes and so on. What's about time? Do we have time, Oleksii?
Well, not much, but we have a few great questions, so I guess we need to discuss them. So the first question from Mariana: how do we convince our clients to spend their time and money for such operational efficiency analysis with us?
It's actually by asking question, why do you think that this is the solution? Because in most cases, again, they consider us as someone who can actually bring technology and implement something for them. And in most cases, they came to us with already defined like some solution vision. But during pre-sales engagement, we try to understand, is it a real solution? We ask all this question, like, did you do, we show them this approach. And we ask them, have you already done all these steps? And in many cases, they say, okay, no, but we decided that this like ML engine can help us. Yep, it can help you, but there are also other options. And we propose them, okay, guys, let's spend some time. And in most cases, we start from small workshop because they are not ready to pay for like end-to-end involvement and for big transformational. Some customers, they are ready, but in most cases we need to start from something small, and we sell them like this small, we call it a scoping workshop, or sometimes we call it like initial assessment workshop, depending on, and again, the customer, and but we call it internally scoping workshop. We do this like 1 week or sometimes 2 weeks, depending again on the scope of change, depending of scope of analysis. And we do this like initial workshops. In most cases, at the moment, unfortunately, they are remoted, but we do really cool workshops with them, and we show them that they actually did not do all that expected actually to come up with like some solution. And after that, we proceed with, okay, and they say, okay, yes, you were right. Let's proceed with like with your approach. Let's proceed with your framework. Plus, what is again important to have on pre-sale, to have subject matter experts who can ask also questions, because there are 3 pillars, I would say, that can help us to win such kind of deal. First of all, this is approach, and we have this approach. We have proven record of use cases. And second one, it's really important to have subject matter expert who can talk their language and ask all this question. And sometimes when we ask, like, do you think that this is the best solution? And they say, but this is not solution from business point of view, because previously I used to work with this, and it's not a solution for such case. And it's better, for instance, to go with RPA just to do some like quick win. And so, and it's about trust, to bring someone from their business who can speak their language and can ask all these business questions and suggestions. What is really important, not just questions, but suggestions, and shows that, okay, previously I used to work with in this direction, like for instance, in finance, and it's not a case here. It's not a secure solution for you, and so on. And third one, it's a technology. We need also to have technology expert who can also say, guys, it's not the best solution based on what I see here in your zoo, based on what systems do you have at the moment. It's better, for instance, to just to configure your ERP system and not to implement something new, like with new UI created from scratch. You can just reuse. And it's like technology expertise to show also that the guys, it's not the best solution for you. I believe I answered this question or not.
Yeah, I just would add from my side that you're right, it's really difficult to sell this service to client, but it's possible if you have like expertise and credibility, right? So you have to prove what you're selling by some real approach, framework, and expertise in domain and client business. It's possible. Okay, we have a few more questions. Dima, if you don't mind, could you answer them while I'm speaking on chat probably? Okay.
Yeah, sure. Or we can cover them after your part.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'm stopping sharing, and it's.
Oh, Dima, you have one more slide.
Yeah.
As far as I remember.
Okay. So I forgot. Yeah, and framework again. How do we offer it? How actually we do it? We decomposed it into like 4 directions. First of all, people. What is the most important? We have a role of enterprise solution lead who orchestrate everything and actually also do hands-on actually activities as a BA sometimes, or as a business subject matter or technical subject matter expert. BAs, key one, and business subject matter experts and technology subject matter experts. Techniques, there are not something like unique for BAs, and as you see, there are classic BA techniques like process analysis, root cause analysis, process reengineering, business process modeling. I already mentioned process mining as a new one and really cool one. Benchmarking, operation, and there are a lot of techniques, actually interviews, observations, actually remote techniques of collaborative activities with our customers on different like templates and so. Tools, as I already mentioned, collaboration tool Miro. We use at the moment process mining Celonis for business process model, mostly usage chat. And also we created like different templates for automation, feasibility, and actually business case templates in Excel. And offering, it's I already touched it, like what do we offer? It can be different offering depending on the customer, depending on the scope of work. So we propose like problem framing. It can be operational process maturity assessment, scoping workshop, actually end-to-end advisories and ideation. It can be decomposed, it can be end-to-end, and can be decomposed on these offerings. And Oleksii, floor is yours because we are limited in time, I believe. And
yes, thanks,
our main idea was to cover who is BA and what is the role of BA.
Yeah, so guys, hi everyone. We don't have a lot of time, so probably I'll do my speech a little shorter than I planned initially. So let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, yes, we can.
Okay, great. So let's talk about the role of business analyst in like what Dima just like explained, right? So actually, we try to map like our speech to the topic of conference. So we called everything that like extra activities from BA perspective, and like call it BAX, right? And actually, the most of activities which Dima mentioned are kind of extra comparing to like generic BA job. So let's take a look again on this slide when we discuss our operational efficiency program. So here I would start from the left, from right to left. So from implementation, that's I think the most common phase where most of us are like participated, right, where we're actually working around requirements management. This is traditional BA job, actually nothing extra here. The design phase, it can be, for someone it can be extra, for someone it could be daily job, because yeah, many BAs are participated in design or like solution design phase. Actually here I would like to collaborate a little with you. So, and just to ask you, have you ever participated in solution design phase? So we are interested in how many of you did that. So Mariana, can you? Oh, you did. Okay, so please vote. While you are voting, I'll tell about the next phase. So actually, the next phase is technical study. That's quite technical one. The main role here is architect and technical team, and BA actually can just support technical team, like to provide the technical feasibility study of solution. The next phase is business framing. That's definitely extra from our opinion comparing to like a common BA job, because here you do like pure business analysis, and BA plays a crucial and main role here, right? So BA has to like analyze, like define problem statement, prepare business case with client, and prepare some high-level business requirements. And also he works with architect and technical team, right? Domain matter expert can be involved here for sure, right? But I guess BA role is like the most important here. And yeah, actually guys, thanks for voting for design phase. I think we have actually 50-50, right? Yeah, 50-50 who have participate design phase. That's great. Can you vote the same for business framing or like solution approach definition phase? Mariana, can you? Yeah, thanks. And while you are voting, I'll tell about the next and the first actually phase, which is business like business needs management. Again, that's the role of BA is the most important and the crucial here, because this is like pure business analysis job. So you need to like to reveal what are the main pain points, client pain points, business needs, prioritize them using some BA techniques. Of course, that all of that is in collaboration with the client, but still BA role is the main here to facilitate all discussion, to do analysis, and to like to prioritize the business needs in the end. All right, so we have results for business framing and ideation phase. So I see that 30% of you have participated in this phase. That's great, actually. And can you vote for the last phase who have participated in business needs analysis and prioritization? Yeah, please. So to summarize this phase, yeah, as we discussed, that's really challenging to, you know, to sell to client business analysis involvement in this phase, but that's really important. And if you're involved, you have a real chance to bring more value to the client, right? Not just prepare some requirements, but prepare like suggest solution and analyze business need and like define, suggest like the best solution, which is proved by some business case and feasibility analysis. And from another perspective, this is a great way to develop yourself as a business analyst and like to develop pure business analysis skills. Okay, so I see again 40% of you have participated in this activity, so that's great. So then you did some extra ITBA job from our perspective. All right, let's move on. So actually, let's dip a little to some details. When we have operational efficiency project, again, BA starts from an efficiencies identification. That's like BA extra role. So he has to analyze, or she has to analyze some like inefficiencies. Then he does analysis based on these inefficiencies together with architect and technical team. And then he or she prioritized the like solution based on business case. And again, with technical team, this team is suggest the best solution for the client. And implementation, that's like more or less classical BA job. So to summarize, except implementation, the rest kind of extra job for business analysts, and BA plays a crucial role for each of the stages. And again, let's take a look now in our framework and approach. So we start from strategy analysis. So here, like BA plays a kind of strategy analyst role. So he needs to be able to analyze strategy, like work around some analyze KPIs, probably do some marketing and market research, analyze high-level business process or value chain, identify some high-level pain points. In process stage, BA plays more like process analyst role. Yeah, so here BA needs to be able to model business processes, to analyze them, to identify some inefficiencies, to do root cause analysis of these inefficiencies, and and prepare some improvements. The next phase is again about process analysis, but for the future. Here, domain expert assistance is crucial, because to define future state, to define what can be improved, we need to know client business quite good, right? And so here, BA plays a really important role, but with conjunction with subject matter expert. It could be from our side or from client side. The next phase, gap analysis. Here is BA plays pure business analysis job. So he has this state, he has to be state, and he needs to define the gaps, right? To prepare do some gap analysis, and define based on this gap analysis to define the change management scope. And and the next phase is joint collaboration of BA and architect to ideate solutions around this business change management plan. And in the last step, BA, I would say, plays joint business analysis and probably delivery manager role to prepare some final roadmap of solution to optimize client business processes or to improve operational efficiency. Guys, I quickly went through BA role. Do we have any questions here? So we prepared a few delivery example, but before, let's discuss if we have any questions. Dima, do we have any questions?
So I answered most of the questions from the chat. I really can't answer this really specific customer experience, Circual or Serb. Sorry, I'm really not an expert. But we can ask actually our UX team.
Okay, so we have the last question: how do you estimate the duration of these initial phases? It's based, this question from Igor, estimation of this initial phase is based on scope of analysis, right? So as usual, it takes about from a few weeks to 2 months and a half. It doesn't make sense to have a really big such phase, but it's based on analysis scope. So let's say if our target is to analyze only one business process, that's around a few weeks, right? If our target to analyze the whole enterprise, that could be a few months. But in our approach, actually, we suggest to scope some first phase to one on a few business process, to have kind of analysis MVP. Mm-hmm. I hope I answered. All right, so let me go through our deliverables example, and if we have time, we can discuss the questions. Okay, so just to prove our approach, let me show you a few examples which are real and which were prepared for real clients. So as we discussed, we start from some high-level analysis, from value chain analysis. So here are the example of, on the left, that's our classical template how to do some strategy and goals analysis. So here we identify client business goals, which are mapped to using smart approach, right? And on the left, here is a value chain analysis template. We use classical Porter value chain template and mapped value chain, client value chain elements to this template, right? Here another example of value chain analysis, but more details. Here's custom approach, custom. We use it for real customer, which was a marine terminal operational logistic company. And as you can see here, we like draw that company real value chain. So you can see that like ship arrives to the terminal, that unloads the vehicles, and vehicles have some vehicle journeys through the terminal, and we like model it. All right, these yellow stickers are some pain points or inefficiencies which we map to specific like value chain or business areas, right? Also, you can see some really small color circles. So we use these circles with client to prioritize business areas from optimization potential perspective, right? And using this prioritization, we select the process which has like the highest value, and which will analyze, like which will have some deep analysis. Here's an example of business capabilities mapping. So actually, business capabilities are kind of like list of business functions, and after we do like value chain analysis, we prepare such list of capabilities, like to have them and to use them for further elaboration and prioritization. So here is an example of business processes prioritization. So let's have business areas or capabilities. So let's have we have a list of business capabilities, right? And we need to define which one are the most important, like to do like some deep analysis and to optimize. So we define with clients some criteria of optimization, like importance for business, scalability, innovation potential, like and so on, and map this criteria to all business process and define which one was the most important from this perspective. Then when we defined the like top priority business process, we do like detailed process analysis. So at first we model some high-level business process, then we drill down it to really detailed business process, and in this level we do some real process analysis to identify where are some inefficiencies in this business process and what can be improved. Also, for business process analysis, we are leveraging process mining technology. That's like quite new approach to use technology to show company real business processes, and which is also able to show to do a root cause analysis of such inefficiencies. After we do process, like detailed process analysis, we ideate some like solutions how to solve pain points and efficiencies. And to select the proper solution, we do automation feasibility, right? If this, like, let's say we have manual work, and if this manual work can be automated, so we use like different metrics to assess this. And also we do a business case to define if like this solution implementation has proper ROI, and to be able to compare different solution options. So, and after that we do prioritization. So having like list of solutions, they're like business case and feasibility assessment, we have enough criteria to prioritize all of that. And in that, we built an implementation roadmap of solutions, of prioritized solutions on the previous step. And actually, the next stage is implementation of this roadmap. That's actually it I wanted to show. We have 1 minute, probably a few minutes. Dima, do we have any...
Can you answer a question? Is process mining analysis mostly applied for enterprises?
Well, yes. Well, it's applied to I don't know, any company which has business processes. I believe each company has business process. So process mining is applied to some dynamic data when we have events, when we have data, so-called events log, then process mining is applied. But yeah, actually, to summarize, process mining can be applied for every process related for every process. actually.
I believe it was like question, can it be applied to any like commercial product or website and so on. I believe it's also can be like, we can map it on user journey. And then if we have data of and some logs, so we can use process mining actually to see different flows.
I believe,
and,
yes.
Yeah,
Yes, if we have data, it could be applied. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Yeah, we had a lot of questions, and thank you that you have a possibility to answer them in our chat, guys. If you still have some questions, yeah, we have one. Do you use some Babok diagrams, guys?
Okay.
I think let me remind about the BABOK diagram. Well, I think BABOK mostly tell about like IT business analysis. So here we, well, I think BABOK tells about BPMN for sure. So we use BPMN.
We use most of them. We use data flows. We use data process modeling. Actually, we use value chains. Also, we use when we do
strategy analysis. I believe BABOK here suggests some.
IDEF 0. It's
IDEF 0. That's context diagram.
I used to work with this, but
yeah, IDF 0 is context diagram. Yes, for sure we use this approach. Value stream mapping, actually the like value chain example, that's kind of value stream.
Yeah,
a bit custom, but still the idea was to map value chain, value stream.
CPOC diagrams we also use.
Great, thank you. I do not see any. Yeah, and Tanya is telling thank you for your answer. I would like to thank you guys. Thank you for being here and for sharing and showing us the project from absolutely different sides. So we appreciate it, and thank you for your time. I would like to remind you that in few hours, we will have our next session with Barbara Karkenort, and her topic, what is strategic plan and why do BAs need to be involved? This session will be available only for internal SoftServe BAs, and for our external guests, the next topic will be on September 14 with our well-known speaker, Nati Nazar, and her topic, the conspiracy behind product ownership. So don't miss the chance to join, and see you there.